how I was in ninth grade, 8th or 9th grade. I was 12, 13 years old. I was a foster kid. I was very troubled and I didn't have any support system. I had went to a friend of mine's from school whose father came hours later. They had kept me there until he came, and he had took me from state to state. Once he had me in his car, I didn't know how to get home. I had to comply with what he asked me to do, and it ended up becoming a way of survival for me. And that happened for years. For years, I was broken down and built up into what they needed me to be, while being traded amongst these men and running from one bad one to the next. Eventually, the Human Trafficking Task Force, years later, in my 30s, rescued me and 4 other women. They were huge in my recovery process. They sent out a social worker who met me wherever I was. Even though I was still going back and forth between that lifestyle, she would meet me at hotels, meet me at Walmart parking lots, and talk me through it. They helped me get into treatment. And at that point, I was still struggling with finding out who I was, because I was so true to this other me that I didn't know who I was anymore. But once I got years of therapy, I finally started seeing that, I could do this. I could live a normal life. I felt the relief of it. And it was something that I wanted to give to other women that have been going through the same thing that I've been going through or went through. Yes, I found Lifeway organization, and immediately I knew that I wanted to be a part of that team. The staff were amazing. The women, I identified with them so much. As a matter of fact, just being present for them was healing in my journey. And ever since then, I just wanted to raise awareness and let people know this could happen to anyone's kids. As a matter of fact, it's happening out here right now. And ways that you could notice are kids that have nowhere to go. Kids that don't have support systems, that may be hanging around with older men that you can tell maybe or possibly could be abusing them or even manipulating them, because at first they don't know really what's happening. It presents as love, or in a twisted way. That's how a lot of times they act as the boyfriend that you can do favors for, or you guys are in this together, but now you suddenly have to do this and it becomes abusive. If there was one thing that I could say, it would be to the girls out there. And I would say that you are not alone. There are people who are willing to help. You are resilient. If you ask for help, it might be a struggle at first, but I am proof that you can live a new life